Good evening, guys. You know what time it is? 10:01. Yeah, 10:01. Not quite solo late, but a little bit later than I wanted it to be. It's me, Mr. B. We've got King's Football Show, new to the Friday night agenda. Friday night agenda. To the takeaway, we've got Matty, as normal, and my right-hand man or left-hand man on screen, TalkMU. Guys, let's get the show rolling. Right, so before we get going, guys, I'm going to introduce King's Football. Introduce yourself, man. Let them know what team you support as well, yeah?
First of all, thank you, Mr. B. Thank you, Errol and Talk and Matthew for having me on here. I'm a big fan of the channel. I see all the things you guys do, and big up to you guys. My name is King's Football Show. I do football content and FPL content, and I'm an Arsenal supporter. So bring on the banter. I'm on for it.
Don't worry, say that banter is already loaded in the barrel, bro.
I'm sure we're gonna hear about the 3-1 loss and all of that, but no worries. As long as we're top of the league, I take it. You know? I had to put that one in, you know.
Yeah, I know you did. I know that's the thing. But listen, folks, do us a favour and go over and subscribe to King Said's football channel. He's an absolute diamond of a geezer. He really is. It's just an absolute top draw, first class gentleman, honestly. So go over and give him some support. I'm going to drop his link in the chat at any minute now. So if you just click the link, go over and click the subscribe button, and then wallop, we're in business. So there you go.
Matty, my guy, how you doing, man?
It's Friday night. I'm happy. No work now for 2 days. Got football Sunday, and I'm here on the takeaway. I'm looking forward to this. Big up to King's Football Show making his debut here. He's in for some fun.
How was work, Matt? I suppose it was a lot better the last couple of days than it was the first couple of days of the week, right?
Definitely. 2 nice nights of work, but the only downside is I couldn't watch the match yesterday.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
So I was at work all night. I had to watch it
today. I tell you what, mate. At least you were able to watch. They put a smile on my face, man. I'm not gonna lie. They
gave me a heart attack. I was working with Villa fans. I had to sit and listen to them.
Gutted.
Talk.
I had to laugh. So.
Sorry, man. Sorry for cutting you off there. Talk. How you doing, man?
Yeah, all good, Mr. B. All good. Yesterday's game was a interesting game. We were at one point pulling our hair out, and the next thing jumping for joy. It was a strange game, but you know it shows a lot. There was a lot to take out of that game, positives wise. The fact that we come from behind, we scored 4 goals, we got aggressive, and we did the business. And young Garnacho is just yes. I've got, and if Omundi, if you're watching, bro, which I know you are, the adoption paper and application has been sent for Garnacho. You know how that rolls. I'm going to take him under my wing, and we'll see how that goes.
Right, before we go any further, I know a lot of people are going to be here for not me, not you, Talk, but Spot the Ball. So can we get this thing up, please?
Okay, give me a second, Mr. B. I'm going to load it in. Okay, folks. So you know we like to play little games here on the Friday night takeaway, not the Friday night agenda. So Mr. B is going to get Dr. Wages for calling it the Friday night agenda. But today we've got it's not Spot the Ball. I know people are going to go, oh, what? But in my opinion, this is the test. I just want to see if this works. It's the test. So this one is called Who Scores, right? And all you got to do is tell me which of those players puts the ball in the back of the net. That's all you got to do. So have a look at that. It's a bit different, and we'll see how it rolls. If people like it, we'll stick with it. But if they don't, we'll go back to Spot the Ball, because I know Spot the Ball is the absolute people's choice. And Mr. B's a bit flummoxed. Mr. B's like,
We've got two choices, Talk.
what do you mean?
You got 6 to it.
No.
Six. You got 6 choices. One of those players on that pitch puts the ball in the net. I'm saying which player is it?
Sorry, I know, right? But I'm looking on here, right? One,
It's not going to
two,
be
three.
any of
The yellow team are obviously the defenders. So it's a choice of 1 or 5.
Well,
Have I got
But
that
that's the
wrong?
thing. It's not going to be the obvious choice. It's probably going to be an own goal. That's why we got 4 from the yellow team, including the goalkeeper. I'm reckon it's either 3 or 4.
No, it's number
I'm
5.
going for 4. I'll go for 4.
Okay. All right.
Again, I always say,
I'm
Mr.
gonna
B,
go too.
all you got to do is if you always look at the image, and it'll give you an indication as to what's possible here. And there's some things that you look at it in a physics sense that are impossible. So that'll help you in deciding, okay, well, what else is going to be possible in this scenario that you're seeing? You can see the goalkeeper's just about to strike the ball. So, and where the position of the other players, etc. So, you know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say.
All right, fair enough. All right, fair enough. We'll see. But I got my number anyway. I got my number.
Okay, happy days. Bring it on then. Bring it.
We got a few numbers in there. We got a good few guys in the chat. Could we give them a little shout out and also give a little word to the sponsor Talk?
Yes, we will. We'll go straight to the sponsor now. We've got Global Mapping Service who are now kindly sponsoring the channel, folks. You know how it rolls with Global Mapping Surveys, currently assisting property developers and architects and construction companies all across the country, which is the UK as well. Offered a wide range of services such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning and monitoring. The link is in the description, and the website and contact details are also there. And I do believe there is a discount available also. So if you do need any of them kind of services, do get in touch. So let's have a look who we got in the chat then. Omundi, I'll go through your names. We'll come back to the comments later. We got Omundi, Bill Baggio, Rory C, Mark Edmund. Who else we got? Let's have a look. Vincent Bullock, Omundi. Who else? Emma K, yo, big up, Emma. How you doing? Bill Baggio, we've already said Bill, the one and only. So let's get the show started, Mr. B. Let's have it.
Right. Wayne Rooney.
Mm.
Has taken a dig at. I mean, they're too great to the club, really. But yeah, he's had a little moan as old Wayne. We don't know if it was strictly. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Right on cue, Talk. Let me take this banner off to stop covering.
Yeah,
could you just go through that, Talk? Yeah.
Let's set that banner off. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Mr. B's pointed out the fact, and I'm sure everybody else has heard about it as well. Wayne Rooney calls out Roy Keane for his hypocritical defence of Cristiano Ronaldo this season, and Wayne says him and Messi are arguably the best 2 players of all time, and you can go either way with that, whatever you decide. I just think that the things Ronaldo, has done from the start of the season, really, it's not acceptable for Manchester United, and I see Roy Keane defending. Roy wouldn't accept that. Roy wouldn't accept that at all. So it's a distraction which Manchester United don't need at the minute. Trying to rebuild, Cristiano should get his head down and work and be ready to play when the manager needs him. I think if he does that, he'll be an asset. If he doesn't, I think it'll become an unwanted distraction. So some harsh words, depending on which way you look at it, folks. So yes, over to you, Mr. B.
I'm gonna ask an outsider with a view of what he thinks about that. I did dig up something a little bit earlier that I'll read as well. Maybe that might throw a little bit of light on the situation. But King, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
I have to be honest. I think Rooney is spot on. First of all, he's spot on with Roy Keane, because we all know what kind of personality Roy Keane is, and they've all played with him, Rooney and Ronaldo. And when he says that Roy Keane would not accept that, I agree. I was a bit amused when Roy Keane was defending Ronaldo, Because for me, it's like the club is always above any person or personality. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the best players ever in history. And yes, he's done amazingly for Man United. But we have to look at the fact. First, he was striking. He didn't want to come to pre-season. That itself was a big distraction for a new manager coming to a new club, new culture, trying to rebuild the team. Secondly, we had that incident where he refused to come onto the pitch. It is unacceptable. And when the team was winning, he didn't want to celebrate it. And then he came out with a statement that wasn't even an apology to the fans and to the manager. It was more explanation of him telling people that my ego is this, and because of my ego, I reacted, and that's what happened. And yeah, basically that's it. And for me, it's like Ronaldo needs to understand that he's 38 years old. As good as he still is, he's a liability in certain situations. He can't play every game. He can't press. He just needs to accept that if he wants to be at a club at Man United's level, he's going to be a big part player. If he's not ready to do that, he got enough money to buy out his contract and go somewhere else. And I don't think it should be deeper than that.
Yeah, that's from an Arsenal fan, Matty.
Really spot on. I said that ages ago, Ronaldo needed to move on. And you look at everything that's going on with Ronaldo in the club, it all seems to be negative, and it's taken away from what Eric's trying to do and where we're trying to get back to. I'm sure King knows this from when they had Aubameyang at Arsenal, and towards the end of his time there was a lot of issues, and they moved Aubameyang on, and you look at where Arsenal are now, and that, we need to kind of follow that same example and get certain players out of the club that simply have no future here. I don't think Ronaldo should come back in the first place. Ronaldo's a player that needs the team built around him, and that caters to him and his strengths as a player. And with Man United, we're just not there yet. We've got to build a brand new starting 11. We've got to implement a new system of play, a new style of play, a new philosophy, what Eric wants. It seems to be two different clashes, and I think a lot of the ex-Man United pundits are living in the past and that defending Cristiano. Roy wouldn't have tolerated Cristiano's attitude in the training ground or in the changing rooms, but he's defending him out here. I don't know why. Rooney, though, he's bang on. It should always be about the club. It should always be about the name of the team and the club and where the club's going and what the manager's trying to do.
Talk, what you got for me, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite evident early on, with Ronaldo with his inabilities that he's now picked up because of age. But I think for me, what Rooney said is right. What Gary Neville said was right. Roy Keane, I can't for the life of me understand why he's saying what he's saying. Then when you go back and talk and look at some of the things he said about other players, in the past, it doesn't make any sense at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't add up. But let me just say this then as well. I think it was quite clear to us all. Maybe you didn't see this angle, but I did. It was clear to us all that night in Spain. I think was it Spain? We were just playing away in Spain when Harry Maguire came on. That's up top. That was the moment that it was all over for Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion. Because why would Eric Ten Hag go, look, you're the striker, you're the one up there, right? I'm putting the balls up. They're putting the balls over. You can't get hold of it. You can't affect it. You can't bring it down, do anything with it. So what am I left to do? I'm gonna have to put a defender on who's 6 foot out to just try and knock it down for you to be able to just walk onto and try and put it in the back of the net, and he couldn't do it. And that was it. There, right there in that whole scenario for me it was all nailed on and clear. He can't do it. And I've been saying that for quite a few number of weeks. And so I just think, legendary status, all that is intact, in my opinion, even with the fact that he did do what he did pre-season, all the disrespecting and all the blahs. There are so many caveats to that and little, other reasons and excuses and stuff that we can come up with. But as of January, and the window opens, he's got to do himself a favour and he's got to just go. He's got to leave. Either terminate the contract mutually, or like King says, or I can't remember who said it, King or Matty, whatever, buy himself out. So, that for me, it's quite clear that, and I did say to you, Mr. B, ages ago, I think I asked you the question on a watch-along. I said, do you not think that now Cristiano Ronaldo's becoming a bit of a problem for Ten Hag? He doesn't know what to do with him. I asked you that question, and I can't remember what you said, but I remember asking that question. And it seems it's quite clear now that he is becoming a bit of a problem. Surely, you're in that position with a player like Ronaldo with this huge, as King says, this ego and this kind of history behind him. It's like, well, I've got to try at least do something. But what do I do with him? So, yeah.
We did say from pre-season talk, we did say, just a slightly different angle on it. A couple of years back, Roy Keane did an interview where he said that he didn't warm to Wayne Rooney and Rio Ferdinand over their choice of viewing on the TV, and they were watching X Factor. He wanted to watch the rugby. So I'm just wondering, do you think this has got anything to do with Rooney's little dig? Do you think that they really got on? Obviously, there's a generational, there's a gap in the generations and things, but for Rooney's not really one to, not say dig out other players. I'm just not sure he really needed to have gone in on Roy Keane. He could have just let it slide. Do you think there's something more to it, or am I just being, a little bit of a conspiracy theorist?
Let me quickly just jump in with the fact that you're talking about Manchester United's leading goal scorer here, right? So I'll make that point before anyone else speaks. So I'll let King or Matty take over from that point of view.
It's hard to know. I think that because who Roy Keane is and what Roy Keane said in the past about players. I even remember when he had a fallout with Sir Alex for calling out the youth team. I kind of understand where Rooney comes from. Maybe them two didn't get along because they're two strong personalities, two hot-headed players. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get along. But yeah, Roy Keane kind of did it to himself more than Rooney doing it to him, for me.
Good point. What do you think, Matty?
Yeah, we know what sort of character Roy is. We've known it for years. Look at the way he left the club, the interview with the MUTV. Look at some of the stuff he said then. And him and Rooney are very similar. They're both very outspoken, and they don't really hold back much. With Roy, I think he needs to focus on his punditry. And I think his coaching and is right, and that's where Roy is a tad bit misguided. Roy never made it as a coach. Let's face it, he's never done anything of note as a coach, and maybe the tad bit of bitterness there from Roy towards him because he's never made it, and obviously neither of them are going to back down. Now, it's going to continue. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Roy's going to respond.
You think this is going to turn into the Wagger? What is it? Wagger for Christie and all that nonsense. But look, let's not forget here though that we're talking about a player here who is, like King says, 38 nearly, or he might be 38 now. I don't know, but he's either 38 or he's going to be 38 very soon. So we're not talking about a player who's a young player who maybe needs time or blah, blah. No, we're talking about a player who physically cannot keep up with the demands of what is being required. And so when it comes to, for me, I don't think there might be a little kind of smear and an outer edge of like Rooney not getting on with Keane and Keane not getting on with Rooney because of past differences or whatever. But I don't think that's the reason why Rooney has actually come out and spoke about it. I think the reason is because Rooney, as he said, whether this will come to pass or not, when we ever see it, but Rooney has already said he wants to manage Manchester United someday. We may well see that in the future. You just never know. So I believe that Rooney is coming out with this because he's got his love for the club is there, and he's making the point from his love of the club and also protecting his legacy, so to speak. Because you're talking about, like I said, he's Man United's leading goal scorer and what he did. And when he decided to move on, Rooney didn't come back, did he? I mean, I know Paul Scholes came back out of retirement, but I mean, it's not quite the same. But it's Ronaldo's just, for me, it was always his reputation was always going to be bigger than his return, if you know what I mean. It was like, you've got a massive box for your birthday present, you open it up and then there's just a small thing in the middle. And that's what it's like with Ronaldo at the moment. That's what it is, Mr. B. It's like, it's Ronaldo, but then actually when it gets on the pitch, he's like, okay, well, it's not quite the same, you know what I mean?
I mean, Matty, you said a little bit earlier that you didn't want Ronaldo to come. If Ronaldo didn't come, we wouldn't have finished in the place that we finished last season. My opinion. I know, obviously, we score goals. I think we do score more goals without him playing.
Can't say that, Mr. B. Can't say that, bro.
I look at it's bro. We don't focus on one player when he's on the pitch.
You can't say
he's a different
we wouldn't
player.
have finished. No, you wouldn't have said we wouldn't have finished though, because without knowing what would none of us know what would have happened with other players from the youth, or we could have brought somebody. Something different could have happened. So I know what you're saying. We did finish where we did, and Ronaldo did what he did, but I don't think it was only Ronaldo who could have done it. No.
I'm not saying it was only Ronaldo, but last season I think we needed the team, and Manchester United needed an 18-goal a season Ronaldo. I don't think that the team, especially under the way that Ten Hag's playing, I don't think that we need Ronaldo in the team. That's more the point that I was getting at.
But I might be wrong. But this wasn't it the season before you guys finished second?
No, it was a few seasons before that. But bruv, our team was shit, bruv. Listen,
no. What I want to, my statement is this: before Ronaldo joined Man United, as a team, you scored more goals. Obviously, when you buy a player like Ronaldo, you have to keep your focus on him because his main attribute is to score goals. Yes, Ronaldo scored 18 goals in the league, but he still finished 6th. So, again, if let's say he wasn't there, you would have probably finished around 6th still.
See, just saying.
And then maybe you would have had a striker who'd had a full season behind him, and now being more ready to the Premier League.
Good point. See, that's a good point, actually.
What were you going to say, Matt?
I think Matt's having a few technical issues. You hear us, bro?
Right. So, yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So good. But with Ronaldo, he come back, and I think a lot of people thought it was going to be like the cherry on top of the cake, but it wasn't. We knew under Rooney it was always going to be limited, and that season we finished second. There was quite a few teams that had a bit of a drop off, so it was never going to be sustainable. And even then, after Rooney went, we're now looking for long-term projects. That's why Ronaldo should have gone in the summer. And we start backing Eric properly. Ronaldo's made. He needs to get down and work hard and earn his place back in the team. We're not a team that's catered to play to Ronaldo's strengths. And that's what Ronaldo needs. He needs a team that's going to be playing to his strengths as a player. if you look at him, his positioning, it kind of hinders some of the other players as a complete team, and long term, and we do have to let Ronaldo go. Now, I'm all for letting him go in January. Just terminate his contract to let him go. We can do makeshift for the forward roles. We got Rashford. He's not doing too badly there. We got Marshall. He seems to have come alive. And on the basis of where we are as a club, isn't it detrimental keeping Cristiano here acting the way he is when we should all be looking to the future and going, this is where we're going to, and this is what Eric wants? I mean, it's very evident Eric doesn't want him anyway. I mean, he's their choice striker now, isn't he? Beyond Rashford and Marshall.
I'm still of the opinion, right? And I mentioned this to you, Mr. B. I'm still of the opinion that Cristiano Ronaldo is not 100% confident in his own ability playing for Man United in the Premier League. You tell me, does Cristiano Ronaldo look like a confident player? He doesn't look like a confident player to me. No way, does he? Otherwise, you see all them chances that he's burned, splashed it wide, spooned it over the bar, really poor shot straight at the keeper, whatever. That's not a confident Ronaldo. And I'm still convinced that he's in his own mind. That's why another reason as to why he was looking for that move as well. I think he determined in his own mind that after that first stint that he thought, you know what, no, I can't do it. I can't keep up with this. And especially with the way Eric Ten Hag's going to want me to play, he knew, Ronaldo knew exactly what Eric Ten Hag was going to be requiring. And once you get that doubt in your own mind of what your body's ability is, it's like me now. You know, I'll go back 10 years. I could run X amount of distance in a certain time, for example. But then someone asks me to do it now, I'm not just going to go, yeah, all right, go on then, put the timer on. I'm going to say to myself, whoa, hold on a minute. Can I still do that? Once you've got that as a professional athlete at that level, 50% is gone. So that's, for me, is one of the reasons as well. I think that all this whole Ronaldo situation that we're in, but whether they'll come out and admit that at any point, it's highly doubtful. I doubt it. Very much doubt that he'd ever say that, you know, oh, I don't feel confident that, you know, because of my, you know, we see his legs tightening up as he's running. You know, if he drops deep, he has to come back to help out. Then he tries to get forward. You see them legs, they can't sprint as much as they used to. They get tight. That's what happens when you get old. Your legs get heavy and tight, and you're like, and I think that's got to affect you mentally. I don't know what you guys think.
I never thought of that. He doesn't sound me as somebody. He doesn't strike me as somebody who would have self-doubt. But you've been right on a few things, to be honest, that I thought you've been talking a bullshit on. So you could be right with this one, Talk. In a funny way, you could have been right. He probably might have wanted to force himself out so that he didn't have this negative pressure on his head. You could be right. You could be right. Could we just go through some of these comments? I got a question for
Let's have a gander there. Let's have a gander. Let me go right back up yonder. Let's have a look. Okie big up on Monday. This topic will get tasty. So many talking points. Yeah, I've just heated it right up. I'm sure there's going to be people who are not going to disagree with me, but there you go. Evening, boys. Bill's gone straight in, box 6. Thumbs up. Sub Troops and Rory C. Respect to King's Football Show. Go sub to his channel, says Omundi. Yep, the link is in there. The link is in the chat, guys. Just click it. You'll see a link. Click on the link and go and give him a sub. Do us a favour for us. Appreciate it. Bill Baggio saying, it's all right, Matt. You missed some banging goals, apparently. You did. Especially McTominay's. That cross from young Garnacho was priceless. Absolute quality. Yes, Omundi. Look, see, he will flourish under your wing. He will flourish under my wing. That application's gone in, but I know I'm not going to be that successful. We've got some numbers here. We've got a 3 from Bill Baggio. Brilliant. Spec savers, bro. That's what I'm going to say. Mark Edmonds gone for number 5. Vincent Bullock, big up Vincent. He's gone for number 4. Let's get further down a little bit. I can see everybody else. Emma K. Rooney is right 100%. Monday saying Rooney is speaking truth, no bias or fear of being snubbed. A handshake on camera. Yeah, and that's from Gary Neville. Yeah, getting blanked. You see the look on his face when it happened. He was mortified. Like You can see when he was looking at him, he knew he wasn't going to come and shake his hand. He knew it because he knew what
But
he'd
just
said.
quickly,
Go on.
doesn't that prove Talk's point that he's also insecure in his own security? Because
Well, yeah.
why would you stop shaking someone's hand just because they had an opinion on it?
Good point, actually, Si. You know what? This is yeah. See, that's another angle there. There's no, and you know what? The more angles that you go at these kind of complicated topics, the more easier it is to come to a kind of more definitive conclusion. Because you know, at the end of the day, that's what we're hopefully aiming to do. Yo, Solo's in a building. He's going for number 4. Okay, we'll get it back up in a moment, folks. Mark Edmund, Ronaldo should have thrown the captain's armband on the ground and sworn at the fans, and he would be okay. Granit Xhaka. Yes, say it. Go on, respond to that, bro. I don't think you can. Bill Baggio's Ronaldo should have turned up for pre-season. He was cattle trucked. Is that slang for something? Since failing to do this.
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I just realised.
Honestly, Ronaldo could go top score the World Cup and come back and score 20 goals for us in the second half of the season. He is special. I know what you're saying, Matt. I know what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm just not convinced, if I'm honest. Rory says Cristiano needs to leave. Question remains, though, where does he go? Interesting question. FC United Forever, the Cookie Collective, Broccoli. Broccoli cookie you like. And Yappa Dappa Do. Yes, big up. Big up. Well, what else we got? Let's have a look. Sorry. We got go a bit further down. We've got some more highlighted, I think. If we haven't, I'll just continue from yonder regions. Bill Baggio, at Mark Edmund, true, he can do anything, but pre-season a huge thing for players. It has definitely affected him, especially at his age. You know, I mean, yeah, the pre-season debacle was what it was. Now, there was the excuse that it was something, family reasons and all the things, but I think we can all kind of come to the conclusion that that's not quite accurate. Well, that's my opinion anyway. TLHD Gamer says the new price for De Jong is 115 million. Well, they can go and sing because it's not worth that much. I'm sorry. I don't care. Yeah. Okay. Right, folks. Here we go. I'm going to show you again the little game we're playing over here.
Well, while this is up, Kings.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys are top of the league. I know you're not going to admit that you think you're going to win the league. Where do you think you can finish? One. And what player do you think's had the biggest impact on your season so far? And if you Huddersfield Town Fan TV, I see you right down there at the bottom. Sorry, yeah. And if you have got any questions for him, it's a shame. We normally like to light up Arsenal supporters on here, but I suppose we
can't.
Given it. We've given you the free one, and your repos, the same as all of your fans, is we're still top of the league. So. What are you doing better than you thought? And obviously, who do you think your best siding is? And while we're talking, guys, you can have a butchers at this, spot the ball and see if you can get a number in as well. So you're allowed to change it.
Yeah, let me just explain quickly before Sai gets into explaining to us how good Arsenal are at the moment, which is going to be painful. But all you got to do, folks, it says there who scores. So one of these players puts the ball in the back of the net. All you got to do is tell us which one you think it is. And it's simple as that. It's just a little bit something different rather than spot the ball this week. Just going to trial it out, see how it rolls. So go on, Saeed, fire away.
I think Arsenal should finish in the top 2. And the reason why, for me, is that if you look at Arsenal, we are quite far now in our process with the manager. In December, it's been there 3 years. And then you look at Chelsea, they are in a new process with a new manager that's never had any experience of playing for a big club or managing a big club. So that's going to take time for me, especially with the new ownership and the fact that they spent so much money that summer. Maybe some of the players that they bought on the Tuchel doesn't fit the system and the way Potter wants to play. And then you look at Spurs, and they are up there, Spurs, but because of the brand of football they are playing, because of their defense and the players that are there, like Emerson Royal, Eric Dyer, Langley, and they don't have any creative central midfielder, I would be surprised if Spurs could kick on and finish above Arsenal. And then, of course, it's Man United. And I think I've said this. I think Eric Ten Hag is the perfect manager for Man United. I think eventually he'll take you back to some really good times. But he's gonna need time, you know. Right now, he's focusing on making Man United solid, making Man United hard to beat, and putting heart and desire into that team. And I don't think you have the squad depth yet in attack to be able to finish above Arsenal. And then it's like Newcastle is left. So for me, Arsenal should finish in the top two with the way and the amount of points we've already accumulated. I would be a bit disappointed if we don't finish in the top two. I have to be honest. I think the most important signing we've made, I have to say, is Gabriel Jesus. I think he's brought him and Zinchenko. They brought that mentality from that winning culture in that dressing room from Man City to Arsenal. And the reason why I say that is that I was listening to the preseason interviews, and they were asking Odegaard, they were asking Ramsdale, a few players, like, what was the ambition of the season? And all of them were saying, oh, we need to get back into the Champions League, we need to get back into the Champions League. I think one of them said that we need to get into the Champions League, and if we can win a trophy, that's great. But if you look at Jesus' interviews, and you look at Zinchenko's interviews, they're saying, listen, we need to believe and dream that we can win. We need to have the ambition that we can win. And you can only become a winner if you believe first that you can win. That's the first step for me. That you have to first believe that you can win, and then you can win. And then when you take away the mentality that Jesus has brought, you look at, we are averaging 2.5 goals per game, and that'll give you 95 goals. Last season, we scored 61 goals. We've already scored 32 goals. So we already half the amount of goals that we scored, and we just like a third into the season. And you look at his pressing, his running, his holder play, his link-up play, and you look at our wide forwards and our attacking mids, the spaces he creates for them, that's the reason why we're scoring so many goals. And it was the same with Firmino, that when Liverpool were at their best, he was doing the same for them. When Karim Benzema was there, when Ronaldo and Bale were there, he did the same for Real Madrid. So yes, Benzema never scored 20 goals back then. He's doing it now, but he didn't do that. Firmino never scored 20 goals for Liverpool, but the team scored 90 to 100 goals, and that is enough to get you into the top 1-2 places in the league. And that's what Jesus is bringing to us. Do I want him to score more? Of course, I want him to score more. But am I concerned or criticize him like some of other people are? No, because there's more to football. You have to look at the whole picture. It's not about Jesus FC. It's about Arsenal FC. And Arsenal FC are so much better attacking-wise because of Jesus.
Do you know what? I have to agree 100% with what you just said. And one of the things I said last season as to why Arsenal wouldn't get top four was because of the discipline in the squad. Now, I'm sure you agree, Sai, that there has been a huge improvement in that as well. And now, maybe, just maybe, that is a side effect.
Game last season, we already had the red card.
Exactly.
So yeah.
There you go. So if you look at now what you just said, maybe, you know what, have they brought something with them as well in terms of the because of the professionalism, because of their mentality. It's because we all know a winning mentality is an infectious thing. When you're talking about players coming into your side who have actually gone and won big, all right, they don't think they haven't won the Champions League, but they've won still major trophies, right? And you come into a squad that is kind of was on its way. Your team was on its way, and I have always said, as you will remember, I've always said, give Arteta that he needs the time. He is improving. It was improving. The improvement is there clear for us. So for me, it would take an absolute catastrophe of enormous levels for Arsenal to not either win the league or finish second. 100%.
I agree. And for me, it's like, I say this to Arsenal fans, and they don't want to hear this, but the reality is, a manager that's never managed before. You bring him to a club that is in the biggest crisis in modern history. The club was broken. The fan base was split. We had mercenaries who were on big contracts but didn't care about the club. And we had players like Kolasniak, Mustafi, Lichtsteiner, Socrates. Like, these were our main players. These are not good footballers. And player contracts running out every season. He had to break down the club and bring it up again. And that was always going to take time on the job. He didn't come as a Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp. He come as a newbie. So he was going to make mistakes. But we can see now that he's a good manager. He's a good coach. You don't play the brand of football we are playing and get the points we're playing by luck. Like, all of us are old enough to watch Premier League for years. Like, teams that get the amount of points that we get usually finish in the top 2.
Let me ask you this though, Saeed. Yeah, let me ask you this. You made some good points.
Yeah.
And I want a truthful answer. A truthful answer.
Yeah.
Now, we're the only team that's beat you this season, right?
Yeah.
Up to now.
Yeah.
Are you worried about when we come back to the Emirates? Are you worried about when we come to the Emirates that we could be the team that could actually maybe be that spanner in the works in terms of your title charge?
I'll say this, yeah. When we lost to you guys, I said that Erik ten Hag won you the game because in the beginning of the game, you had the ball, we were countering, and he saw that that wasn't working. So he gave away the initiative to Arsenal, and you counter us, and that's how you won the game. And fair play, you deserve to win. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to blame it on the ref. I'm not about that life. But what I will say is that since then, he's learned from his mistakes, and you've seen the home crowd for Arsenal at Emirates this season. This is not the library that people used to call it. Like, the fans are really behind the team. So I think it'll be a different game. Of course, Man United is a quality team and it's a big rivalry. Anything can happen. But I'm quite confident. And I would love to beat you guys in the Emirates and start the Shaka boom, you know.
I know it. Listen, what did I say? We was on your channel and I said 3-1 United. And I was and Realist United was on there and some other guys. And they were like, what, 3-1? Nah, never in a million years. And then, you know what? Fizz bang, wallop, boom. And I was there to come and claim my glory, wasn't I, in the chat on your show when you was after the game. Yeah. And I respect it because you called it out as well. But you know what? Yeah, it's going to be that game when it does come. I don't even know when that game is, to be totally honest with you. But you know what? There's a lot of football to be played before that, and you know it's going to be an interesting end to the season. There's no two ways about that. But when we wind ourselves back into what we were talking about with this stream on terms of Cristiano Ronaldo, I just want to sum it up by saying, Cristiano, thank you very much. You will always be a legend to me and to the club. But, bro, there's no getting your head down and working hard in this for me. It doesn't matter how much he gets his head down and works hard. There's still, you know, however many miles that he's got to cover on the pitch and he can't do it. So he's got to you've got to go, just leave now, go to another club, another league where things are slower, etc., and you'll do well. That's what I'll say on that front.
Yeah.
Talk.
Yes.
Get your piece de resistance up, bruv.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just hide that for a moment, and then go back to yonder image.
Can I change my number?
What number? What do you want to go? Say.
I think it's number 6. I think.
Okay.
The goalkeeper makes a mistake. It goes to number 1. Number 4 presses him. He tried to pass it to number 5, and number 6 tackle it in.
Okay. All right. Okay. Matty, what number are you going for, bro?
I'm going to go number 2. I'll go for the fullback.
Okay. All right. Number 2 from Matty. Mr. B, what's your number, bro?
I'm going for number 5.
All right. Go for it. Yeah, it's number 5. All right, then let's go. Right, folks, get your numbers in because we're gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap soon. Let me just go back to where the numbers were. I think where we? Here we go. So Bill says he's sticking with 3. HD Gamers says surely 3. I don't know where these people are getting this from, unless they've seen it somehow. Emma K is saying she's going for number 4. Vincent Bullock's going for number 4. Celia HD Gamer says 4. I thought it was spot the ball. No, it's not spot the ball, boy. It's who scored. Let's have a look further down. Where we at? There we go. Rory C says 3 scores. Mark Edmonds going for number 5. And Vincent Bullock is saying number 4. Okay, then let's go through the ones that it ain't. Right, so it isn't. It's not number 4. It ain't number 1. It ain't number 5. And it ain't number 6.
It's number 2.
It's not number 6, right? So that leaves 1 and 3. Or is it? No, 3 and 2. Sorry.
3 and 2.
Right.
So
and
you need an own goal or
it's
an own goal.
It ain't number 2. It's number 3. So all those who said number 3, you're right, and I don't know how you know it, but I thought I found something there that not a lot of people know it actually happened. But let me tell you what happened. It was so comical. So the goalkeeper, he's got the ball, passes to him, and he sets himself, and he goes to kick it, and somehow he totally balloons it, and the ball just goes sideways and then just curls into the net.
So from where he is, he kicks the ball into the goal.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I thought no one would get it.
Match fixing. They need to look into that.
What game was that, Talk?
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. But I was looking on YouTube, going through loads of different stuff, and then I found a certain video, and I was like, "All right, what's this then?" And I looked at it, and a lot of it, you might be right there actually. But I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" There was some more there that were just so comical. You couldn't write it. So, but you know what? The ball does have the ball, so technically I win. Yeah, Bill, you got it right, bro. Bill, man, how do you do it? Bill is always. I'm telling you what, Bill. Someone's leaking my information to you, and I forget. And I've got my suspicions, Mr. B.
That one completely threw me off. Maybe we should have gone for the obvious and said number 3, as one of the people in the chat said.
Do you know what? When you think about it, because that's when I said, "I'll look at it, the physics and all the rest of it." It's from that angle. I was thinking people are going to think, "But it can't be number 3. How's he going to score from there? It's impossible."
Yeah, it looks
impossible. But yeah, it's quality. Own goal. I thought he hoofed it in the far end.
You have to send me that video. I need to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, see, exactly. See, you're thinking just like me, King. A little bit of proof on my YouTube timeline, please.
Liable.
No, sorry, I'm not gonna.
Liable, Mr. B.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I like to see proof. Obviously, last week we didn't need proof because I won, but this week I think a little bit of proof.
You know
wouldn't
what,
go amiss.
Do you know what I was going to do with it? Because I was going to do, right, because it's such a short clip, I was going to take the clip and pause it and say, right, what happens next? And I was like, yeah, but that's going to involve 3 different outcomes, and it's going to be too long-winded. And I was like, no, I can't do that. So then I thought, all right, I know what I'll do. I'll get it right there, and I'll ask you who scores. Right, okay. But anyway, the clip, yeah, if I can find the link to it, I'll find it again, and I'll send you a link on Twitter. Site. Just watch the whole video because there's some.
I just want to see how we managed to get that in. Like, that's incredible.
Honestly,
Bill knows.
I want to ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
What's your top 4 prediction?
Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham.
You asked for that, Saeed. You asked for that, bro.
I heard Man United. I was like, okay, he's a United fan. Then he said Chelsea. I was like, nah, he's taking the piss.
Mine, I'm gonna say No, go on, Mr. B. He's serious.
No,
didn't say
that's
this.
fine.
What
I don't want
You
Arsenal
said 3
anywhere
teams.
near it. Did I say 3?
Yeah?
Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm not giving you guys no props. We've already
Ah.
slapped your ass once. We're going to slap your ass again.
Oh, here we go again. That's your trophy this year, right? With the
No.
after that.
No. We're going to get this. We're going to get the same trophy that you lot get. None and Champions League qualification.
Ooh. Nah. We get in the Europa League finally. We need it.
I'm gonna say Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Man United. That's
You
what
think
I'm saying.
Tottenham are going to finish above us, Talk?
I do.
Really?
Yeah. Even as boring as and whatever else as Conte's football is, I just think because, like we say, I know Omondi's gone for City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United. I don't see Liverpool near it. I just don't. I know whatever season it was, when everybody was writing them off, I was the only one who said they'll get top 4, and they got top 4. But this time round, I think the problems are bigger. I really do. I think there's more going on than meets the eye there at Liverpool. So I don't see them. They might get 5th. I don't see them in the top 4, if I'm honest. Maybe that'll come back to bite me on the ass, but I'm going to stick with it. Matt?
That's the top 4. City, Arsenal, Man U, Spurs.
Okay, I'll take that.
I think we're gonna overtake Spurs. I really, really think we're gonna overtake Spurs. To be honest, but look, with that,
I think you take Spurs. It's because your defensive structure is way better than them, and I think they leak too many goals.
It's an interesting debate.
Yeah, you know what? It's probably a debate that we'll pick up within the next couple of weeks. I mean, we've got a couple of weeks of no Premier League. We've got a tournament that's interfering with all of our fun, but no doubt it'll be a welcome break, and then we can get back to talking about the proper football, not this international malarkey.
Matt, can you just answer that question before we go? Because Bill will be up all night thinking if you don't.
What question? Is it
ready
to run record cap?
All right, okay, I don't know what that is, but yeah. So it is, yeah, Bill, it is, yeah, bro. You can sleep easy, bro.
Yeah. And with that, Bill, see, we waited for you to get your answer in. Guys, time's flown by as always. As I say every week, you don't have to be here, but you are. I lost Spot the Ball. I think that we need to go back to Spot the Ball talk. I think that one was trash. I wasn't even close.
I'll tell you what then. Mr. B. Let me just say this then. Everyone in the chat, what do you prefer? If you want to spot the ball, put a 1. If you want something different, put a 2. Let's have a quick look. We'll give you 30 seconds to just stick some 1s in.
I haven't got my phone.
No, Mr. B can't do it.
Look, either way, it doesn't matter. They don't have a choice, do they? Really?
I've got a 1. I agree, Mr. B. Spot the ball is way better. Hold the phone. Rory C is in the building with a €2 super chat. He says,
"Thank you, Rory.
Do you want to read that question out, Mr. B?"
No, I can't see shit, bruv.
Oh, okay. He says, "Who? I think he means how do you all? Who do you all fancy to win the World Cup?" Good question.
Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Argentina.
For me,
yeah,
I can't see past France.
Brazil. As France have struggled so much ever since winning that World Cup. But yeah, I'll go for Brazil.
That's going to be interesting. Maybe we do need to do a little World Cup show. But look, anyway, guys, it's late. I need to eat, as always. You know what I'm like. Matty, where can we find you?
You can find me on here. And also find me Adam87.
King, where can we find you, man?
You can find me on King's Football Show. That's my name on all socials, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And if you do fancy, you know, Premier League or FPL, do subscribe to the channel. I also got to shout out my bro, Speedly TV. It's a charity channel. If you could subscribe to him as well, that would mean a lot. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Right, let me try and go. Oh God, what have I done here? Oh, thanks, Talk. Thank you very much. It's late. It's late, guys. Talk. We will see. I will see you on Sunday. The final watch along of the year, guy. I would say it's final watch along. It's not. Is it? Final watch along before the World Cup. Fulham away at the Cottage. We need to dick 'em. We need to put performance in. So tune in for that at 4 o'clock. We will have the reaction show at some stage. Guys, be safe. And we will see you all on Sunday. Cheers.
Ciao.